man is unwell, is human. So hiding him or hiding his health condition from the public, the man that is being paid with public fund, the public deserves to know what happened to him. But from what we heard, Lagbaja left Nigeria to go and treat prostate cancer. He has this prostate problem that just didn't go away. He's been treating that for a while, we heard, but none of this can be confirmed now since, officially. So now that the Nigerian government denied, anything that this guy denies always end up as truth. And that's scary. Here you get now. It is scary that the chief of army staff of Nigeria is is rumored to have died abroad. But they denied it. Only for them to, and in fact, they also denied that there's been a replacement until today when they announced this man as his replacement. We wish them what they wish themselves, okay? So that is just that. In reaction, for you to, in reaction to this judgment on withholding the River State money by the Werewike's men, the collaboration between the judiciary to perpetuate all this kind of judicial banditry is all coming to light as well, okay? There is an affidavit sworn to by the 27 House of Assembly members of PDP in River State who are now loyal to Werewike. Now, what we have been told now is that since they've denied that they never decamped, that sworn affidavit has been withdrawn secretly so that it won't ruin their whatever lawfare that they're having with Fubara. A copy was shared. This was the sworn affidavit by the Werewike's lawmakers. Remember that the problem is that these guys decamped to APC and it backfired. So their seats were declared vacant. But knowing that continue to say that they have decamped to APC is going to be a big problem. So they decided to say, no, they didn't decamp. Now, this one affidavit to say they decamped to APC in one of the court cases here is now reported that it has been withdrawn. So they are now standing on to say, no, they didn't decamp. So the Nigerian judiciary that is helping them have been adjudged to be those who are going to help further think this your fake democracy. Ikenga has added his own voice to this so imbroglio.
Today's judgment, which has been appealed, is an attack on our constitutional governance and an attempt to undermine the principles of federation. Now, how did a judge arrive at delivering judgment, knowing fully well that the subject matters upon which he wants to base his judgment on are all subjects of appeals pending at the appeal court and the Supreme Court on the issue of the legitimacy of those pro-Wike sacked lawmakers who decamped at a time there was no division in their party PDP into APC, and their seat automatically by virtue of the constitution became vacant. All of a sudden, the judge was fully aware that the matter is still in Supreme Appeal Court and still in Supreme Court, and his attention was drawn to them. But he rushed to deliver a judgment to seize the sovereign allocation of the people of River State based on a matter that is still being challenged. And not only that, there was petitions and manifest evidence that was brought before her of bias, but she still continued. So what was she rushing? Why was she rushing? To hear the matter in one day, reserve judgment, and then the next morning she has delivered a judgment. To achieve what? Just to throw Rivers, or attempt to throw Rivers into a state of anarchy. So this judgment is unenforceable. It will not stand. It has already been appealed. And let me make this very clear to Wike and his group. There will be no way forward on this matter until all the subject matters pertaining to the legitimacy of those former lawmakers whose seat has become vacant by virtue of their decampment is resolved by the Supreme Court. And I want to urge the governor of Rivers State, continue to show the maturity you are showing. Present your 2025 budget before the House of Assembly as properly constituted by Okejumbo. Until such a time, the Supreme Court makes a final determination on the legality or legitimacy of this issue of decampment. No court have decided expressly on it. So there is even order still existing that recognizes the vote and proceeding of the former Speaker Ndisinehi, upon which Okejumbo is Speaker and upon which those seats were declared vacant. That order have not been discharged. So they have legitimacy to continue to do what they are doing. But I will advise the President. The problems of 1960 and 1980 started like this. Keeping quiet by Shagari and all these other people then. When those working for the federal government were busy dishing out orders, using security agencies, rigging elections, writing results, confronting other arms of government in the state just as a way of showing their support to Shagari. At the end of the day, democracy collapsed because this comes with anarchy. And we don't want that to happen. The whole country is in total disarray as I speak to you now. Economic hardship, uncertainties, left, right, and center. And then one man is playing, and his group using our federal high court to show that maybe at the end, when they are done, Nigeria should completely lose faith in the judicial system. And I want the CJN to stop this whole thing happening at the federal high court. So today's judgment was an attempt to undermine constitutional governance. Unacceptable, unenforceable. The opposition does not accept it. It has been appealed, so nothing will happen going forward. But having said that, the higher courts have an obligation to discharge this order, which if not, other states where there is dispute between governors and some godfathers will rush to court and obtain order to seize allocation of a state. The federal government has no constitutional power to seize the allocation of another arm of government, the state government. These are constitutional. These revenues are federation revenue shared at the federation meeting where the federal government takes their own share and the state takes their own share automatically. You cannot stop it. It will be like an overthrow and an invitation to anarchy. So it's unacceptable, is a judgment that wants to lay the foundation for anarchy and disorder. So it's completely unacceptable. And I will urge the federal government to please call their appointees to order. This is how it happened in 60s and 80s. They are not working for it, they are fighting for their own political relevance in a state they have lost because of their greed. Don't let them drag you down. Because when this whole thing will explode, Nigerians will not stand by your side. Because everybody is watching what is happening with our security agencies, with our judiciary, because of one man. What is he looking for? If you go by the judgment of the Supreme Court delivered by Justice Onogeden, in a situation where those seats have automatically become vacant, that was Joshua Daire and Pialong. Those lawmakers decamped, and their seat automatically became vacant. And few members of the House of Assembly that was left then continued to preside, continued to conduct the affairs of the Assembly. The Supreme Court said they were right until such a time by-election is conducted. So Okejumbo still remains Speaker, and the House that he's piloting is still legitimate because there is vacancy in the seat of the 27. And if the INEC conducts the by-election, then the House will have a full quorum. But the Supreme Court said they can continue to carry on the business of the legislator, like budget passing and so on and so forth, until such a time that by-election is held. So Governor Fubara is going to present the 2025 budget before the Okejumbo-led House leadership, and nothing can change that. And let us get this clear. We're not going to destroy our constitutional democracy and judiciary because of one man, desperate ambition to seize institutions of government.
We shall see. May everything destroy. Everybody go back to the Papa house. Would democracy help? Destroy everything. Everybody will be to Magbalo, man. This thing that if you come to destroy our which democracy is this? Democracy is this actually a government? And that's where Kenneth Okonkwo comes in. He's a loud mouth. I like him to some extent, though. Instead of sacking people called the non-performing ministers, Tinubu should have actually sacked himself. I said that too. He should have just sacked himself and disappear. But that will never happen. Right? So the is this called Fourth Republic, right? Is this the Fourth Republic, your Nigeria Republic? So me, I am confident that as the politicians, especially this APC, the politicians, as well as the judiciary, as they are working hand in hand to further destroy Nigeria, it is probably to fulfill a destiny. Yeah, Nigeria's destiny was actually for it to die young. Do you know that the people that created Nigeria, they are surprised that Nigeria is still existing? Yeah, go and read it. They never planned that. They never thought Nigeria would last this long. Nigeria was not supposed to last this long. They said it. It's like water and oil. The North and the Sharia North and the supposedly the Christian South. They didn't expect you to last this long. They didn't expect Nigeria to last this long. But somehow, they are surprised that Nigeria is still there. How? You know, it's because it is servicing the greed of few. And as divided as Nigeria might be, the greedy are united. So for Nigeria to break up, the greedy ones, they must break their union. The ego, their personality, and the rest of that will need to kind of get overblown. They have to self-destruct. This Nigeria will not break. In Jesus, it's okay. Don't worry. I have said this many times myself, that Nigeria will break. It's not because Mayogun wants it to break. That Nigeria will not break. It's not going to be because you don't want it to break. It's going to be the existence or the destruction of Nigeria will be due to the actions and inactions of these selfish few, these greedy criminals in charge of the contraption. They will self-destruct. Our effort is just to make sure that when the whole place begins to implode, you are not there. They do fasting and prayer and try to save it. Don't save this contraption. Let it blow up. We are going to be fine after all. You and your conspiracy theories and the rest of that, to hell with you. Let it blow. Yeah, let it blow. So, Kenneth Okonkwo.
And he said the problem is from the operating expenses because of lack of electricity and medical supplies. This thing he said rotates around these four ministries that I'm saying. Today is almost 8 days, and the entire North has not had light. And you're still keeping a minister of darkness that I've told you that his only solution is that Nigerians should off their refrigerator. So what I'm trying to say is that I was expecting that the president should have sacked himself first as a minister of petroleum, being the worst ministry in the whole world. They met fuel at 195. Today is 1,200, and it's not even available. So we're talking about unaffordability. We're talking about unavailability. The same thing with electricity. Electricity tariff has risen so astronomically, and it's not even available. And then we're talking about in the economy, macroeconomic stability. We're talking about a central bank that is increasing interest rates rather than decreasing it. Because what we are suffering is not demand pull inflation. We are suffering cost of production induced inflation. That is why the president of the Guild of Medical, field, he said, look, to import the medical supplies has increased, the price has increased by 500%. You know what it means? It means that 50% of Nigerians are now dying who are sick because they cannot afford to go to hospital. That's why he said 50% of the hospitals are collapsing. So rather than trying to rejig your cabinet within this area, you are rejigging your cabinet, saying you're sacking women and affairs. He has denied himself now of the services of a woman who would have sued the United Nations, for not, for cornering Nigerian money. So the issue is really very, 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 it's terrible.
Well, can you respond?
They are chasing shadows in this reshufflement. Nothing reasonable.
Now,
about Edu that you asked, it has told you the hypocrisy in the purported fight against corruption. The mere fact that you said you suspended somebody means there are reasonable suspicion that she compromised herself, compromised her office, and she engaged in corrupt practices.
No, I think this is the suspension at the time was to pave way for investigation.
So what's the investigation?
So that's the question.
What's the outcome?
So that's the question.
I said
the question
then.
is the outcome of that investigation has not been made public.
Right.
In the eyes of the public, she's already guilty. And she's been receiving all sorts of it. She had received all sorts of...
Ikumi, in this studio, I sat down and said that call for investigation was for optics. In this studio, is it not for optics? It's for optics. The thing is that that lady was not sacked because she stole. That lady was sacked because she was not clever in stealing.
Let me bring it.
How can you allow people to fly from Kogi to Abuja?
But let me bring in
in general.
Kenneth Okonkwo, KO. Anyway, we shall see how long they will be able to hold this whole center together, because you see, once the center can no longer hold, it's just going to be a matter of time. Somebody said it on this platform. I remember that, number one, people will see shege that they have never seen before, but they won't be able to get rid of Tinubu. So the whole thing will choke that they will even push you to 2027. After that, they will now rig Tinubu like you've never seen before as well. Then they will now push it to 2031. It won't reach 2031 before everything implode. I was like, so what are you saying? Like, people still get like another 6 years to go. Yes. No matter what you are facing right now in Nigeria, this is just the beginning. You are not there yet. I don't know how to explain it to you. I'm not wishing it on you. No, I'm not. Whatever you are facing right now in Nigeria, it's actually like a tip of the iceberg. Oh, a bag of rice is 120,000 naira. Oh, you don't ship baje. $1 is how much? 1,740 naira. Okay. By the time you get to December 2025, you probably should be buying a bag of rice for 500,000 naira. And $1 should be somewhere around 3,500 naira to $1. It's not a project. I'm not projecting, no. Whatever you are seeing now, in fact, under this Tinubu is when they are going to start promoting the idea of Abika cut it to 0 ni. Because the way the thing they go, almost Zimbabwe is going to pay better Nigeria. Should we just cut 2 zeros? Instead of having 500 naira, remove 2 zeros, it will be 5 naira, like Ghana. Instead of having 1,000 naira, it will be 10 naira, like Ghana. So instead of introducing another 10,000 naira as currency, they will just introduce 100 naira. Baba, importation will be dead. Exports will be dead. The economy will be dead. But these guys will continue to tell themselves that they are doing well. Worry now. Wish. I'm not wishing it on you. I'm just asking you to pay attention to what is going on. Just pay attention to what is going on around you. If last year, if anyone had told you that when you are buying a bag of rice for 33,000 naira, you are going to buy it for 100,000, 120,000. Are you not going to say, "Oh, Benny, it's not possible, Jare. Why are you wishing? Why are you always wishing Nigeria bad?" It's not wishes. Pay attention. You are in an economic indebtedness that you have never been before. How can I get? Don't know how to kind of make this, explain this to people. enough that they won't begin to think, oh, it's because I don't like them. It's because I don't like these roads. Of course, I don't like them. But what I wish or whatever doesn't really matter. Now, they are saying that they are projecting, they are going to create billionaire gas sellers. So it's not going to be billionaire petrol sellers anymore. They want to create billionaire gas sellers. Nigeria economy shrunk, Baba, from $568 billion economy. It shrunk down to 194 billion. Do you even understand what that means? Some will say that they've wiped off the middle class. The middle class. Go see middle ground. Come on. The gap between the rich and the poor. That be someone learning. Businesses will die. Jobs will, oh God, man. And as for these rogues, Wale Idu and Co., they will continue to tell themselves that the economy is getting better. It's recovering. Give it time. It's a reform. It's a this. It's a that. But you won't have anything to do. You will not be able to, like, people are so starving and so hungry right now that they do not even have the strength to fight. It's going to get worse. Children are going to abandon schools because nobody will be able to afford that. A lot of you are currently in schools. You are not going to complete. You are going to have to drop out or find another means of And this is not me wishing it on you. I actually really wish that they can put a peg, like it can just plug these all wastages. See this whole wastage and all that, right? If they can plug it and begin to actually invest in you, invest in the people themselves, invest that money in that contraption, maybe you can begin to save it. But these ones are not going to do that. They want the whole thing to become their own. Tinubu is changing, nationalizing your asset to his family, this and that. His own appointees are doing the same. The central bank would be like cooperative bank when these guys are done. I don't know if they have a plan of running away. I don't know. But whatever it is that you are facing in Nigeria right now, it is just the beginning. It is. And I wish you what you wish yourselves. Every one of you in that place. So thank you so much, everyone. Let's go to bed. So thank you once again. Lababs, Akaraogun, Baba. Thank you so much for your, generosity all the time. Latuaruno, and every person who has been part of this evening, just for masters, all of you. Thank you. And from here, good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun Diary political. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism ẹsẹ̀ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Máyégún dáyàrí náà ibi nọ́mbà wá.
Àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Máyégún dáyàrí náà ibi nọ́mbà wá.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.